All right, though, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like game number 2. In fact, they're already in the locking phase, so we're good to go. We're good to go. Let's jump in. Game number 2. We got Trademark Esports taking on Stay Green. Let's take a look. Switching up sides here, tdM Legion, Stay Green Hellborn, and wasn't lying. Again, we're almost nearly finished with the locking phase here. These two teams, again, they just know each other. They're confident in what they want to go with, so let's look that over. Ophelia Parasite, Blind Bandit here by tdM. You got Wild Soul Moon Queen coming out from Stay Green. So you see both the Ophelia and Parasite, who were both played last game, going to be banned up this time by tdM.
Yeah.
Not wanting either one of those.
I feel like it was a huge mistake, actually, by tdM to ban that Wild Soul in Game 1. Maybe they were leaving more Pyros in the pool, but they know that like every single game right now, they're banning Wild Soul Moon Queen. And I didn't really see some sort of huge mind game by also choosing to ban that Wild Soul. They could have even banned out a Deadwood if they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, just taking it out of the game.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we know teams have talked about. We've seen teams do that against Stay Green specifically. I mean, they play Deadwood very, very well. I mean, sure. Then there's the fact that they can still get a rally. Hell, last game they had both, obviously, Rally and Deadwood. But Swinnemounds again, he specifically plays it very well. So.
If they don't get Deadwood, they also like to look at that Pebbles pick.
Of course, yeah.
Skirting through the pool when the attention is diverted. So what you see is, you see that Rally plus one or the other, like that Pebbles or the Deadwood, or sometimes the Rally is the point hero, and then you have the Master line. So it does depend, but I would definitely you ought to be careful in what you're giving them.
Yeah. Well, the banning phase, putting some good thought into this as well. Actually, the locks was used a bit of extra time there. Rally was the final lock. Overall, what did we have? We had Fade into Keeper the Force Tempest, Bubbles, Wretched Hag, and then final lock of that Rally. So Swinham Melts wants to make sure to put at least that Rally in there. You know, will tdM now ban that Deadwood, or will they try to maybe even first pick it themselves here? Is what I'm going to be looking at actually. Coming up to this. Torturer, Demented Shaman again. Pharaoh, going to even be thrown out there as a ban. So maybe that's leading towards we don't want you to get Pharaoh because we want to go Tempest. Something like that. So possibly here.
Maybe. I mean, we could see them. I mean, they've been picking up Deadwood a lot. I would not be surprised at all to see an early picked up Deadwood. It is honestly very likely if it's not banned out here. They're not going to get Deadwood Rally, though. I mean, unless they're first picking it, but they're not going to give up the Keeper Tempest for that. At least, I don't know. I mean, Pebbles is still, once again, making it through this pool.
That's true.
So far.
Yeah. That's
not to be forgotten.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're Swinnemounds here, don't ban either Deadwood or Pebbles, definitely. Just leave them both open and say, you know, you can have one, we'll gladly take the other, basically.
They can still get that plus the Rally pick and have a very comfortable lineup.
Yeah, Swinnemounds putting some thought into this, but yeah, I think just banning, you know, maybe even a carry option here. Something like the Draconis or Balfagor, sure.
Well, we saw they actually almost lost the Balfagor game.
Yes, that's
It wasn't until I think Minuts on Keeper got bursted down in that one fight in the middle that they turned the momentum.
But yeah, the Demented Shaman ban on top of it. But anyways, yeah, Pebbles a first pick. You got to think it's Deadwood here for Stay Green. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, you see the bans of Pharaoh, Aluna, and Tort more, so maybe he figures that with... is Master of Arms is still on the board as well. Ophelia is not, but there is Keeper, but they're probably not planning on getting the Keeper. A little bit interesting there.
Yeah, MOA Deadwood here could be...
I like the Aluna ban, though, because I think Minuts is becoming perceptive to the fact that Aluna does increase the power of those burst heroes that much more. And even a Fade. Aluna Fade's also very devastating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Fade in that lock pool, of course, so don't want to have that option, but sure enough.
I mean, come on.
Who saw that coming?
Who didn't? I mean, I'm sure tdM very much so as well. There isn't an Ophelia, though. There isn't an Aluna, so... The synergy bonus is gone for those two heroes. I mean, there's still other options, but, you know, it's a little bit taking away from their power than in their ideal god comp. Kind of.
Okay, so there's an Amphora picked up by tdM now, so they're making a point that they want to have that mid-game presence themselves and, you know, look to play aggressive. But again, going up against Master of Arms, it's not as effective, but still very effective at the same time. Maybe finishing off with a carry option here. That Silhouette, that Draconis even on the board. Could be possible.
Yeah, for Noob G there. I would not at all be surprised to see Minuts playing the Jungle Keeper this game. Instead of the Suicide. I've been seeing that more and more out of tdM.
What is Trademark Esports going to do here? as their final pick.
Silhouette is on the board, but Soul Reaper. Okay, okay. Well, maybe they're going Tempest then,
Maybe they're going push, yeah.
or maybe they can still go Keeper Soul Reaper. I mean, Soul Reaper counters the Tempest ulti as well
Hmm.
with his ultimate, even through Shrunken Head. You got to remember that.
Yeah, yeah, very true. Um, I can see a Magnus here as a final pick. I mean,
I like the Soul Reaper. I do. I think he's underused. I think it's a great hero. Farms really fast. Lane's actually pretty damn strong in those 1v1s, and if they wind up doing a Suicide Keeper, he does absolutely smash the lane.
hmm yeah, yeah, we've seen that matchup definitely before, and as far as State Green, I was thinking of Magnus, but they definitely needed a support option, especially with them liking to run that carry Master of Arms. So yeah, they go the engineer route, and I'm sure they're glad even to have that engineer, of course. So, what does Trademark Esports first pick here, though? I mean, it seems like you're leaning towards that Tempest.
Well, I said okay. They're going. No, I said either way. I mean,
Okay.
they could have. I mean, he does smash Keeper in lane, but as we talked about, Keeper I think is a bit stronger of a hero overall. If they can make it work with their draft, and the fact is that the Soul Reaper ulti does pierce the Shrunken Head. So
Yeah. All right, so now back to State Green. Again, you could think that at least the Tempest here, maybe something like that Bubbles for your Suicide option.
I would look at like Tempest Rally probably.
Okay.
Again, if I were them.
Oh, that's
Then
true.
they're given that hag turnaround. So
Well, it's at least going to be Tempest. 5 seconds left.
TDM likes a hag in that kind of a. Okay, they went the bubbles. I actually didn't see it coming. Probably pretty good at. Are they gonna go rally or are they gonna go hag here? I mean, I would expect. They have to jungle the.
You know, the Jungle the Keeper.
Yeah.
Unless they want to run like a Fade support.
They do. I mean, they do that all the time with Zai, and when you have these heal turnaround things, like it's the Soul Reaper, it's the Belphegor, it's the Zephyr.
Yeah.
You see the hag sort of for that, counter damage as well.
Unless they want to do something like a Fade support, they will end up running a Keeper jungle most likely. So, yeah, probably don't see that. So, he's thinking about it though. I mean, 25 seconds and counting. Both captains here. This is getting close.
Yeah,
Okay, they're going to finish off the rally.
A little bit. It's we've been seeing that a lot though. You see that Pebbles, and you see like a Magmus or Rally or a secondary stunner or follow up come in. You have the team fight set and Keeper. So that if it was SG, I would have said 100% they were going Rally, no question asked. But it being TDM, I wasn't too sure. Really,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Oh, of course, yeah. Especially Zai, can play that hag.
Besides, known for providing sort of the Suicide Hag as something viable. I know for a while Suicide Hag. He's obviously pretty weak in a lot of matchups, but Zai found a way to make it work, roaming a lot to the middle lane early on if his lane was tough with 2 points of haunt to set up kills, and just finding a way to piece things together.
Yeah. State's just going to go for a restroom pause real quickly, apparently. Coming out here from Sono Melon, so hopefully it doesn't take too long, and then, yeah, good to go. There's that 5-minute rule now, so.
There is, and this time I think part of the criticism before is they paused without any explanation and then didn't even respond.
True.
Here they said pausing for bathroom, and he did give an explanation, so
Yeah,
I think they're okay with that. But that's fine. I do agree. If someone pauses at the start of the game, they don't say anything. You're like, why are we paused? That's got to be frustrating for the other team.
Yeah, and again, it's also a spectator point of view. With we got these thousands of fans obviously tuning in, and last thing you want, as I said earlier, is just sit in a 10-minute pause at the beginning of the game, and then whether there's explanation or not, frankly, I mean, in this case, yeah, again, sometimes nature calls. You got to go to the bathroom, but you could say, why didn't you go in between games? Anyways, that's a completely different story. Whatever. Not the biggest deal in the world. Again, I'm sure he won't take too long here, but with that said, all right, so now the laning phase, the good old laning phase. What are we going to see here from Trademark Esports?
Oh, Robbie, okay, from Trademark, we're seeing the Keeper jungle almost for certain, although he did get a health potion this game. No, for sure. I mean, you see Rally with the pulled regen. For sure, he's instant pass it off. So for sure, we're going to see the Keeper jungle, Rally Suicide Soul Reaper safe lane, Pebbles Navora mid. Pretty much guaranteed, unless they decide, there's going to be a Bubbles bottom. Bubbles will get smashed by Soul Reaper. No question about that. Soul Reaper is in definite control of that lane. Probably the Master dual lane, solo Deadwood against the solo Rally is my guess, and go from there. They could opt to solo the Deadwood middle, but that would be a big mistake because they'll be giving the snowball of Nymphora Pebbles the advantage, and you don't want that.
Oh, no, you do not. Oh, no, you do not. Push potential, again, here on the Legion side is very strong, especially with that Soul Reaper thrown in there. I mean, that spammable heal of the Judgment, as it's called. You know, something like an earlier on Astrolabe can be popular on him, too, in this case. So, wouldn't be surprised to see them grouping up and looking to take those team fights and pushing earlier on.
We talked about Soul Reaper smashing Keeper. I mean, he just smashes a lot of the weaker suicides. Like, he would smash a Hag, he would smash the Bubbles. I mean, there's a lot of matchups that he had that are very, very favorable for him.
Yeah.
Just, you know, that PB AoE nuke that has so much turnaround potential. It's just really hard to deal with the harass.
Yeah. That's the big thing, man. It's like, it's one thing to look at it from the heal side, but that turnaround, like you said, it's, you know, not only heals your teammates, but obviously does damage to all the opponents in the radius too. And just like that, you know, you're turned around kind of like a Jerizaya, kind of like a Demented Shaman, you know, all across the healers really, you know, Nymphora even with that volatile pod. So
yeah, I'm actually interested to see Fitsky as a support here. I know Nymphora, definitely not one of his favorite supports in the past, so I'm curious to see how he's going to do. I think he's still very comfortable with the hero. He's still an amazing player.
yeah.
I'm curious to see, they do have a Soul Reaper. I'm curious to see what his skill build is going to be. If he'll opt for more points in that heal early on because of the fact that they have a Soul Reaper and so much potential turnaround, or if he'll, you know, change it up.
Yeah, you know, it definitely might come down to the pace of the game. If they're really having a successful lane, a successful start with this Pebbles and Nymphora, I mean, I could definitely see him going for more of the typical, I'm going to partner up and be the bitch basically for Pebbles to basically be his portable fountain in a sense with the Grace of the Nymph and the added Zeal stun damage. But, you know, if they start falling behind and, you know, to start to go more push, maybe we'll start seeing those.
Well, when they used to run Nymphora in Lions way back in the day, and Fitzy would play it, he would always opt for the 1 point of stun, max out volatile pod build. And I know when I talked to him in the past, maybe within the past few months, he definitely felt like that was the way to go. Had a couple debates back and forth about it, so I'm curious, that's all.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what good old Fitzy decides to do here. Again, lining up with the Pebbles, of course, and you talked about, well, we actually are going to see, the Master of Arms Engineer lane here mid. That's what it ends up going to be. Of course, Deadwood on the top, and then Bubbles in the Suicide role with Tempest in the jungle. So, yeah, the dual range of Master of Arms Engineer. Honestly, it seems like we've been seeing this combo a lot lately. The Master of Arms Engineer coming out here with Z-Freak, of course, playing the MOA and Slicks on that Master of Arms. So, again, big thing to stress, too. I know we've talked about it, but just to keep bringing it up. And all of State Green, they are now in Miami, including Chessie. He didn't make it here earlier on this week. So, all 5 of them in that lane environment, in a sense. Definitely coming together. And I'm sure that's not only got to be a lot of fun, but definitely an effective tool to take advantage of. So,
yep.
Good for them, their first weekend with that.
A little bit curious to see this Deadwood Rally match up top. I think start of the lane definitely in favor of Deadwood, of course. Rally takes a little bit of time before he builds up momentum with that battle experience. Meanwhile, we see Soul Reaper on bottom lane, already taking very hand control of the lane.
Yeah, you obviously got to be careful, which of course Noob G is spamming that heal by all means. One for the, it is a good amount of mana, especially earlier on, and you run out. But also you don't want to push up the lane by any means either. So, but yeah, his positioning. I mean, you see it right here. Bubbles just kind of forced to fall back. He did go for that 1 level into Withering Presence, obviously, and it is causing a lot of harassment issues for Bubbles, being played by Kaiser here, of course, for State Green. So yeah, no doubt Noob G on Soul Reaper having the better time there. Has the passive jungler and Keeper of the Forest. Wouldn't be surprised to see it earlier on Ring of Sorcery, that level 6-7 mark, and a good old group up and push at the bottom lane if things work out like that. So.
Well, I will say KZ did have some really nice last hitting at the tower there, contesting the Soul Reaper, picking up his CS, but it is going to snowball. Oh, no!
What's up?
I thought for sure he should have used his nuke there. I mean, there was a few... It's okay. It's okay. I thought he was in that.
Oh, the creep wave. Yeah, he actually missed a creep kill. I saw that, too.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, the 1 creep kill.
The 1 creep kill. And he has his ring as a teacher now.
Yeah, that's...
actually, not a big deal at all.
Hastrun was picked up by Nymphora. Was at the top, and she's come back to the middle. Not really doing too much with it. A little bit of harassment, but in the end, still needs to be careful herself, of course. You know, the combo of Master of Arms Engineer. Maybe not the go-to by any means, not a Pebbles, a Lunar, or anything like that, but still has plenty of burst itself and some good lockdowns, so.
Soul Reaper actually choosing to turn the ring on and off here at the tower caused a little bit of last hit trouble for Bubbles there.
Yeah. Just some minor things that definitely add up. Of course, turning it on and off increases the armor on your units here in the laning phase, and can definitely disorient those last hit attempts. He is leveling up the Withering Presence, by the way. You know, the 1 level we see sometimes, but yeah, he actually puts 2 levels into it. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I prefer starting to get your Inhuman Nature. I think it helps his farming a lot. I mean, I guess he figures his Withering Presence always going to be doing something in the lane, and he can just trade auto attacks and be fine. But yeah, I definitely like getting the mana ability for sure.
Yeah, it's again, I've used, you know, even the 1 is in the cases like this. I wouldn't be surprised if he just didn't even get it at all. But yeah.
Yeah, because if you have lane control, you figure you're getting a lot more of those last hits and denies. That being said, it should allow him to trade auto attacks like very, very favorably. It always will provide the lane control. It's just.
Hey, look at that Pebble sitting in the goo. He's at minus 2.2 armor.
Why?
Ouch.
Why is Keizu opting not to take? I guess he has the regen. He has the bottle. Figures he doesn't need to take cover it because he just wants to save his mana for his nuke instead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's getting hit by the heal bombs. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because he has the regen. He just wants to be able to nuke the creeps for CS where he can.
Yeah.
See, it's actually doing plenty of work for him.
You would figure it'd be fairly easy nuke to avoid with.
Oh yeah, it is. He is intentionally not dodging it.
Yeah. Keizu is a pretty good player. I assume that is an intentional move there. But yeah, I am interested, especially at level 8, to see if what Soul Reaper does here. Does he continue to level up the Withering Presence, or will he now start to put levels into that inhuman nature? We'll see. Whoa, top lane. Deadwood getting the Bloodlust kill. Didn't even see that coming. Apologize. Rally even using the Compel right there, with a Falcon Punch coming out from Deadwood. And Rally falls. I don't know if you were catching that.
Well, no, I can tell you what happened.
Okay.
Though. I mean, I didn't see it, but you saw right there. Rally's level 5. He's level 6. Deadwood probably hit level 6 on the creep wave. Came out really quickly with that punch, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Well played. Well played. Coming out from Swinnemelons yet again there at the top lane, and 5 minutes in, getting the Bloodlust kill. So obviously a great starting stance here for Stay Green. And,
right.
well, for the most part, that has been passive here.
Not only did you get the Bloodlust kill, it's always nice when you see that happen in sort of 1v1 lane. It tips the momentum so much more in the hero that got its favor, obviously. And on top of that, they didn't need to invest any additional resources like roaming for a gank or anything like that. It was just straight up, 1v1 clash. She got the kill. That's it. So it's purely a favorable situation.
Pickled Brain just picked up by Keeper, so Ring of Sorcery going to be delivered to him again. Will he start making the way to the bottom lane here and maybe grouping up to make a push happen? We'll see. Soul Reaper also level 6, so Bubbles need to be a little bit careful about that. What was I going to point out? Oh yeah, Fitsuke's build. You're intrigued by that, as am I. He is going the 2 Zeal 2 Grace of the Nymph so far, so.
I expect he'll probably start doing pod afterwards, but we'll see. We'll see. The other thing I was going to say, Pebbles is actually doing very, very well in middle. Not very well, but he is beating out the Master 8 CS higher right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He is beating, but yeah, it's not like he's taking off by any means. He's only 210 gold per minute, so. Stalagmite's coming out right here. They're going to go for combo. The keg's not going to be used. Oh, in comes a Compel though from Rally. There's the chuck in the air, and down goes Master of Arms. So the keg's done, unfortunately, not the best placement either. Again, it's was just trying to help his teammate, but good coordination from tdM in the end.
Yeah, look at the timing of the gank. A little bit around the 6-minute mark when they know it's not likely that there's wards up again. Just finding that window. Zai is very, very good about that when he plays a suicide hero, just finding ways to make himself useful no matter what.
Yeah, of course, does it very, very well. Our 2012 MVP, according to our HoNcast.
Very true, and very deservingly so.
Yes, he was.
Perfectly timed with this Keeper level 6 as well, but they are mounting the counter push here.
Oh, there's a Compel. On Rally himself, he was taking a charge shot, so stays away. Yeah, Tempest, level 6, was nearby. He was looking to maybe get that ultimate opportunity, but Legion team will fall back. Not going to push the tower too much here.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, when you have these the point stunners, major burst initiators like Deadwood, like Pebbles, Rally is essentially like a Magnus +1 in those lineups because you get to put him in that sort of secondary initiator role. He provides so much utility. He doesn't need a PK to get his ultimate off. Just has that built-in tablet if you use it for defensive purposes because the other guy gets the kill. It just really is a direct Magnus upgrade in those situations.
Of course, yeah. Soul Reaper taking advantage of his farm he's had down here. He's his team's top farm in the game, the second overall, 330 gold per minute right now. He goes the Steam Boots route as well as the Mystic Vestments. I was actually interested if he was maybe going to go play to Greaves here, but perhaps going to save that maybe for the either the Rally or the Keeper of the Forest even. But especially against the Deadwood. Soul Reaper maybe, but going the Steam Boots though.
Especially not having gone the Inhuman Nature, the Steam Boots are there for the mana efficiency.
Yeah. Okay, so he hits level 8. Again, I was intrigued by this. He actually continues to level up the Withering Presence, so he is going to max that out, it looks like. Oh, middle lane, though, we have initiation right here. Pavel's going to get caught on. He chucks away, but it's not going to be enough in time. However, they could set up a counter. Nice defensive Master's Call, though. And Bubbles will be more than fine as a result of that, so very good save in the end. And
yeah, the Master's Call was good, but it was the Engineer turret, man. That was perfectly placed.
Z-Freak coming through there with his Engineer play. Bottom lane, though, Minot's here on Keeper. He's going to try to make that push happen that we're stressing. Again, Soul Reaper obviously ported mid there, so can't really assist with this just yet. But Bubbles nearby. He's level 7. He doesn't have a kill foot right now. So Keeper of the Forest might be ultimately fine because that deny attempt is going to be close. Will they get it? Yes, they will. They cleared up the creep wave real quickly, and they take out the tower. So well played there by State Green. Keeper of the Forest, though, again, applying the pressure at least.
Going back to the drafting phase, one thing I actually forgot to touch on this game, now that I think about it, I'm looking at the lineups more and more, is by picking Keeper first, not only do I feel it's a little bit stronger than Tempest, but they are denying SG the double tree and the Master plus tree, so it was pretty obvious that they were going for a Keeper.
That is a good point, yeah. Did not want to deal with that double tree strat. Another deny going to possibly come out right here as, Pebbles trying to chuck right there.
That looked really strange.
Yeah, chucking himself. Deny on the tower, though, will fall. Ooh, Rotten Grasp attempt just going to barely miss when Melts was going in. He had that Falcon Punch, but not able to get it off. So, but again, the deny on the tower, double scenario really. It's the case of the Legion team. They got the tower kill, but the Hellborn team at least denying it. Oh, the top rune. Deadwood's in a little bit of trouble. It's picked up by Nim4 just before. Deadwood now getting turned on. Deep at the Master's Call will come out. That could be the saving grace once again. Tempest on the Tempest ultimate right there. Pebbles will fall. Soul Reaper now in some trouble as well. The Falcon Punch already used, of course. Stuns on a Nim4 right there. They are going to chase her down. Nim4 Seal Stun, though, it did land onto Deadwood. And it ultimately sets up the kill to him. Soul Reaper, demonic execution used right there. Tempest now on the run. Yes, he'll be finished off. The Seismic Slam comes out. And down he goes. So Trademark Esports definitely winning that fight in the end.
Yeah, the Z-Freak, he landed a beautiful keg there onto the Keeper. I thought he was going to save the life of his teammate teleporting out. But the Rally, what is that ability even? The Seismic Slam is doing too much damage.
Booyah. So yeah, well played by tdM there. And although losing in hero kills right now 3-4, again, coming out on top there, and the stats are in their favor at this point. So Soul Reaper getting a majority of the farm here on the Ancients, actually, as he does still have the maxed out Withering Presence now. Level 3's Heal Stone, by the way, on Amphora. So not going the Volatile Pot here.
Yeah, this is going the Sun route.
How's Pebbles doing, by the way? Yeah, again, his farm specifically continues not to be the best here by Limp. It's about 230 gold per minute, but don't expect that portal key here too soon. Definitely expect it sooner on Deadwood at this rate, as he has another 1,200 gold saved up with his built-up items currently. So at this point, very likely going for a Tablet of Command. Going to be the first major item by Soul Reaper here.
Yeah, I think it's all right. I mean, he's not getting his Inhuman Nature. It gives him mana instead of going straight and tank items. Something that gives him a little bit of mana, a little bit more stats like that is great. It also helps his last hitting a little bit, just because it does give a little bit of damage, 10 and 14 intelligence. So for the style that he's going, I do like it. And he's also against the Deadwood. I mean, Tablet's never bad, just for positioning.
Yeah, I mean, you do see, again, that Withering Presence maxed out now. That's 1% damage every second to everyone in that 1,100 radius. So
it's a very strong ability. It's just, I usually, see the 1 point he figured he'd get by without it. You look at his creep stats right now, he's obviously doing very well. So props to Noob G. He made it work, and that's fine.
Yeah, definitely. 350 gold per minute right now. And obviously at this point, he will start leveling up that Inhuman Nature. Top lane, they're going for a porting with Nymphora. No portal key again on Pebbles, but they are going to try to set up. But Deadwood, again, he's feeling fishy. Something's up. He probably did spot them at least coming up in the lane here with this ward aside. So if anything, that's kind of what will give it away. You see Deadwood actually now using the illusions here to kind of scout out in the jungle. Definitely expecting that Nymph4 TP. So well played on his part. Bottom lane in the meantime. Keeper of the Forest is going to dodge the charge shot right there. You hear the offensive master's call going off on a Master of Arms right there to try to maybe go for the burst down, but Keeper a little bit too quick for them and was able to get away in time. Top tower, however, going to very likely be pressured now here by Trademark Esports. No, maybe not actually. They're going to fall back, so they're not going to go into the tower. I mean, you see the mini-map right now. It seemed like they're in a good position to do so, but again, don't have all the information we have, so don't want to risk it at least just yet.
Yeah, I like how tdM is playing this game a lot so far. I was actually really scared for them in that middle fight before they turned it around, but
yeah.
I think SG lingered a little bit too long, but tdM is really playing great as a team so far.
Yeah, they are, and 05 are actually here at the top lane. You got, Pebbles going with the flank right here. Nature's Veil's on him, so he's ready to get a big jump on it. Deadwood right there. Are we going to see a Master's Call? Maybe. No, not able to come out in time. It's still on cooldown. Tempest ultimate, though, hitting 4 heroes. The Kefka coming out. There's that goo placed down. Deadwood buys back, by the way. He's porting in. Keeper of the Force in trouble. He's going to be stunned, though, as Deadwood. Trying to finish off somebody. Maybe that Soul Reaper. Still has the Falcon Punch. Not going to use it yet. Keeper of the Force did go invis. Soul Reaper's dead, and tdM's on the run. Rally specifically trying to get away. It looks like he will dodge out of there. Now Keeper of the Force, he needs to make sure to make his getaway and not run next to any invis or any heroes. I think he'll be fine in the end. So, stay green. They do hold it off. A great Tempest ultimate coming up from Chessie right there. And again, an early buyback from Swinnamelons right there.
Yeah, that was huge. If they want now, though, what I would do is I'd go apply pressure again. Keeper root is still up. Soul Reaper ulti's down, but it's not the biggest deal. And it's up a lot sooner than Tempest ultimate is. So they have a huge window now where we saw right there, the only reason there really was the turnaround is because of a 4-man Elemental Void. Meanwhile, is Keeper...
Yeah.
Keeper's okay. He needs to get out so they can go do something, He
wants to root right here. He's got his team support, actually.
Well, he has an ulti. He might try to catch this guy off. Block him out.
Yep.
Him out.
Tempest in trouble.
No. Not going for it.
Oof. They had a chance. They had a big chance there, but...
Yeah, but they don't have all the information.
Again,
we can see all of those.
It's easy for us to say, yeah.
Exactly.
Go for it. What are you doing? There's no one there.
Meanwhile, yeah, if they apply pressure right now, I think it's a pretty good idea. They don't have the Elemental Void. Deadwood did use his buyback. That was...
Yep.
A nice... Okay, look, we see the port coming in. That was very good, and that'll actually potentially come into play later on in this game.
Yeah, last game he bought back very early twice on it, but both of them proved to be effective buybacks, and I think this one, you could argue it was a pretty solid buyback for sure.
It was just for safety, but it's always that thing. Or if he's out of buybacks, you pick off a major hero like Deadwood later on. That see you later base.
Yep. tdM keeping up the pressure. You talked about, especially with the Tempest ultimate being down for another 80+ seconds, so don't have to worry about that. But Tempest using the minions right here to spot out Nymph4 actually. Doing plenty of damage to him before the fight may start. And Energizer just finished on Master of Arms, by the way. So, stay green. They're ready to fight this. Rock Grasp coming out right there. Going to clean up the creep wave somewhat. Do a little bit more damage, but in come some more trees. This tower and vulnerability coming out. Are we going to see a jump? Keeper, or Deadwood does not have a portal key just yet. Look at that. As, of course, now that the Tempest Pebbles will jump in from the side. Kilfin's going to come out. Nice kick shot right there. Bubbles coming with the Song of the Sea. Defensive Master's Call using the Tempest. Tempest will finally fall, but Deadwood in the background trying to finish off Nymph4, but no, the Nature's Veil coming out. We'll keep him alive for now. Engineer, Master of Arms, Bubbles are all pushing it out. Deadwood now taking his damage. Keeper the Force coming out of the invis. There's a great compel from Rally. Wanting to finish out Swinnamelons. Will get the kill as a result. Keeper the Force charging in. Of course, Root is on cooldown right here. Both teams losing heroes. Pebbles and Nymph4 dead on the Legion side. Deadwood and Tempest dead on the Hellborn side currently.
Yeah, played out more favorably for for tdM for sure. And they did get the tower kill at the end of it. They did slow down Deadwood's portal key. They went all in on Tempest there too, and Tempest didn't even have his ultimate. So it could have even gotten better maybe, but Tempest is the one they decided was out of position. And the one they focused their efforts on too. Which was probably good for SG.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, obviously you can still do something without the ultimate, but loses a lot of his scare, a lot of his impact, and yeah, maybe tdM should have tried to go on somebody else as a result. But again, it still worked out for them for the better, as you stated.
And positioning-wise, I think it was ideal for them to hop on that.
It just made sense. So across the board now, especially after a fight like that, let's see any upgraded items that we got across over here on the Legion side. And
on the Legion side, I might have missed something, but now you have a Soul Reaper tanking a little bit up more, going with that Beast Heart. Meanwhile, on the Hellborn side, Deadwood getting close to that portal key, closer and closer. That fight did hold him back, but in buyback obviously, but he is still right on point here.
Yeah.
Should be picking it up.
2,800 gold on Keeper of the Forest right now, so damn. Pulling up plenty of gold here.
Is he? Is he?
He's not.
I've seen Minos do two things. I've seen him go the. I've seen him go the mock build.
No.
And I've seen him go the early refresher build.
Yeah, that I could definitely see, and yeah.
I've seen him go mock against in a real match before too.
That would be again, it's not bad. It's just is that the best option? is where to go with that. I mean, this is a team that is about sustaining somewhat. I mean, they do have a Pebbles for burst, obviously, with an 4 teammate, but well, it's yeah, I don't think it's going to be a mock. I think it is more likely to be that. It is. That's the thing, though. If he is going Restless Zone, why not at least get the Arcana then? I don't know.
Well,
I guess Keeper's not necessarily.
Already with his Ring of Sorcery.
Yeah, Keeper's not the biggest steal. He's not like a Wretched Hag by any means.
And you don't always want to forecast Dryden build to the enemy team.
True. Very true. So just gonna pool up some gold right now. You know, you could definitely makes a little bit more sense here. So why maybe doing that? But yeah, I'm leaning towards the Restoration Stone. We'll find out shortly though if he buys that Sword of the High here. Or maybe even just saves it for the mock. But anyways, bottom line, ooh, we have some big jump opportunity coming out. Dewa just got his portal key, by the way. He's level 12 right now. Currently Invis off to the side right here, as he had that rune activated. This would be a big tower dive, though. You see a Revelation in the back. They're going to counter ward Z-Freak's ward aside that was just placed down within a second. And that's got to be frustrating as a support. Investing that 100 gold to only just see it go down the drain right away.
Helm of the Black Legion almost finished too. If he is going that round, I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh, yeah.
But almost finished on Soul Reaper.
Here we go. Dewa jumping in. Keeper the Force going to be the initiation towards. Can they get it before the rune? Yes, it looks like they can. Yes, they can. The Tempest on the Compel, though, comes out. Tempest now on the run. In the background, though, Pebbles will fall. The energy field doing a lot of work right there. Sword realizing now he needs to be on the run. He does have a tablet still. He's going to use it right there, cutting through the trees. Rotten Grass going to be just a little bit behind. Offensive Master Skull on a Master of Arms. A charge shot on the 4 right there. Then 4 is going to end up falling. Compel in the background from Rally. Just trying to maybe sustain some damage here. The Seismic Slam on Engineer will kill him, but now Zai, he's going to be on the run right now. Demoralizing Roar going to be used. Deadwood did end up falling to Soul Reaper, actually, as he got caught tunnel visioning onto him. Rally looks like may end up falling, though. Comet goes down, and down he goes. Soul Reaper out of mana, but here comes Keeper the Force with a buyback. The root coming out. Do they have enough damage is the question now. Master of Arms on the run. The heal. Yes, it's enough.
Easily got it.
Oh, do they? Yes, the tablet and the kill.
Aura, if nothing else, too, would have ticked him down.
That's true with the
what did he buy back? Yeah, he did buy back with Keeper. Okay. You know, weird. He decided he needed a portal key now after the buyback as well.
And Bubbles does, yeah.
Bought back, grabbed the portal key, and now we were both just wrong.
There you go. We're both wrong. But yeah, I think that's because of the circumstances, though. I mean, let's be honest.
For sure.
He had 3,300 gold saved up.
And he saw he got bursted down there. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not letting that happen again.
Of course.
Going up.
Go ahead.
That was one of those fights, though, Bricky. If he had like 250 extra life, he would have gotten that ultimate off.
Who's that? Oh, Keeper?
Keeper, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he did sustain the damage initially. Just wasn't able to deliver. Deadwood jumping in. Falcon Punch on him, but now Deadwood in no man's land. He's going to get combo down as a Seismic Slam comes out. Pebbles tableted through the energy field, taking plenty of damage. Kelfield going to be used, though. They will get the kill right there on a Pebbles. Keeper the Force still on the run. He's going to be invis, though. Rally, can he get away? No, he cannot. He'll be picked off as well. The fights will continue. Offensive Master's Call. Great Forked Lightning right there, slowing down Infora. And Infora will take the bait right there. She falls. Soul Reaper just going to run away. And you see Keeper the Force up here. He's obviously just going to sit here for now. Oh, the Shell Surf nearly hitting, actually. Good presence of mind there. And actually, they know he's here now. They do have dust. Oh, Minot's in a lot of trouble right here. He doesn't have any TP. He's going to be dusted. And Keeper the Forest will fall as well. Great stance from Stay Green. No buybacks were used right there. And they're going to now push back.
Yeah, they just went pretty deep there. That's all I can really say about that.
16 to 11 hero kills, man. Oh, we got an aggressive game.
It's the opposite of last game, that's for sure, and not something you always, frequently get to see Trademark Esports do in recent days.
Oh god, here we go. It's going to keep up. Master of Arms going to be gone on. Then M4 TP in with the Pebbles. He is going to fall right there. Song at the sea on a rally. Silencing him for now. Tempest on the run. Doesn't have an ultimate up for 30 more seconds, even though he doesn't have the mana for it. So yeah, the Hellborn team just going to go in complete retreat mode here. And finally, it looks like it will all come to an end. So, geez, that fight still wasn't over. As now we're 22.5 minutes in. It's now a 16 to 12 hero kill advantage for State Green. So, definitely, as you put it, an opposite of last game in terms of action, at least.
Yep, just saw Zai pick up the the helm of the victim. Pretty sure he's actually going for the Shaman's headdress and eventually maybe even get a bear idol for his team as well. More healing potential combined with that Soul Reaper.
Yeah. Nymphora. Level 4 Grace of the Nymph, level 4 Zeal. Not touching that Voltipod at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of sustainability, I guess, as far as mana and mana efficiency is concerned. Letting Soul Reaper take care of the healing for now, and her positioning in fights is a little bit easier when she just has to worry about landing her stun and then walking around waiting for that cooldown.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to worry about perfect pods right now, so yeah.
Rally, he's definitely been a pretty big use for his team. I mean, this is just, again, all players have been involved quite a bit in this game right now. With the action that has been happening. I mean, you see the damage chart right there, other than maybe that Keeper and really Nymphora. Everyone else doing plenty. Good spread coming out. You see Engineer going to maybe ward up the Kongor pit here, or at least around it. He does have a bound eye on him, so trying to maybe scout out any ward of sights from the opposition. Nothing there, though. Firebrand on Master of Arms, but Master of Arms needs to be careful right here. He is going to be fine, though. The Legion team was definitely collapsing on top of him. You can see on the mini-map. But not going to go all the way. Yeah, that plate mail on Soul Reaper, so Frostfield plate. Ideally in the works for him, but that's still a long ways off, so.
Just figures he has enough heal, enough other things to deal with the magic damage. If he's able to survive that initial burst, he's just going to have the turnaround that we talked about. No Astrolabe here on the Legion team, though, which is a little bit peculiar. I'm curious to see if Keeper will wind up going for that, especially Minuts is...
Yeah,
those early
here comes another jump. Kelfield coming in right here on 3 heroes. The Shells are to follow. Downward punch, Falcon punch coming in right there on the rally. But no, he compels Soul Reaper forward right there. Going to be fine. Deep at the Master's Call. The demonic execution going to be basically nullified because of that. Soul Reaper will fall. Deadwood will go down after that now. But now Rally's in some trouble. The Seismic Slam doing its work. However, he will now go down. Pebbles jumps back in. Says he ain't over yet, bitches. Going to drop, trying to drop right here. But no, now Pebbles in trouble. And Pebbles will fall. Keeper the Force jumping in the background. But what is Keeper thinking? He actually jumps in a complete no man's land right here. He gets dusted. Minuts is probably going to fall right here. And a genocide for Stay Green just like that. I have absolutely no clue what Keeper was thinking there at the very end.
Yeah, that was rough. You know, I think one of the big parts of that fight, though, Soul Reaper, man, he got pushed away by the rally, started coming back into the fight. At that point, the Engineer ulti got placed down pretty much at the perfect time. He walked into it, then walked out, and then got pulled back in by the Tempest Elemental Void. And he just wasn't able to do anything, man.
Yeah, he got locked down. I saw him get the Demonic Execution off on a Deadwood, but the Master's Call was up. Deadwood was like at half-life anyways, so it did basically nothing, like I said, even being level 2. So, yeah, Soul Reaper, you're right, very little impact on that fight from what I could tell, too. And obviously, that's a huge deal. I mean, and that goes to the point that I was actually going to talk about. You were bringing up no Astrolabe here on the Legion team, the Volatile Pod now being leveled up in M4, of course, because he has no choice other than stats. But it seemed like this team was going to be more about a group up and push team.
Yeah, if anything, I expected to see more of that 2 points of stun build in a game like this, where they have the Soul Reaper looking for more of that turnaround. I was expecting to see Minuts. He had that 3,000 something gold save up, going for more of those tanky early items. And now I'm just a little bit confused.
That's exactly where I'm getting at. If anything, this does seem like the game where, and that's what's so crazy about it too. You know, Minuts, you were even pointing out there just before the fight. He especially is known for, going that team build, the Astrolabe, the Ring of Sorcery, the Barrier Idol. A lot of stuff like that, the tablets. But no, we see a little bit more of the individual route, the jump potential. You got the beefing up on Soul Reaper, just going mass tank. So different than maybe expected, but
there's one other thing too. I'm trying to think of it. I was gonna bring it. Oh, you know what? That plate mail on Soul Reaper too. You gotta wonder at one point, maybe he should have just gotten a Void Talisman, man. That Deadwood Punch still doing a lot of work. A lot of lockdown.
Go once again. Another suck on the sync up for initiation. Pebbles going to be done. Pebbles will fall right off the bat. The energy field yet again doing so much work. Tempest jumping in. Doesn't have an ultimate just yet, but he's still doing plenty with those stuns, those auto attacks. Nymphora is like, wait, where the hell am I going? She's going to fall right there. The chase is still on. Sorry, we're in a lot of trouble. The lock though coming out. The rotten grasp it will miss, but will that matter in the end? Offensive Master calling the Tempest. Soul Reaper is going to be locked down here, and Trademark Esports, they really are just starting to fall apart at the seams. In fact, there you go. GG, well played. And Stay Green will take game number 2, and that means Stay Green will get the rematch against Complexity in the Grand Finals, Emperor.
I think that is the game a lot of people are wanting to see, though. I mean, the teams have a score to settle. I'm actually excited to see it. Meanwhile, not terribly bad. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a wake-up call for Trademark. They need to go think about their game a little bit more, look at what went wrong here, not get too complacent in that number one spot. I still think a lot of people would place them as being the best team in the game.
Oh yeah.
It's not like I don't expect them to bounce back and maintain that spot even for quite a while longer, but. Yeah, Stay Green making another point. 2 straight 2-0 victories against them, and now we do get to see that exciting matchup.
Yeah, on top of that, again, Complexity obviously defeating Trademark yesterday 2-0 as well. Yes, you're right. I mean, Trademark Esports, every team goes through their slumps. Complexity, by all means, has gone through their slump after they were so dominant for the longest time. State Greens, they've had their roller coaster ride. Every team does it, even Fnatic, even as successful as they were, they went through their slump somewhat. So,
yeah.
It still will stand. So this means now Trademark Esports, they're finishing third place here in this cycle. That's not bad. I mean, they get 2,000 points. They get $2,000. They're still very much so in first place overall in the standings. And that, of course, is really what matters in the end.
Right, exactly. When your slump is placing third place and winning almost every single HoN Tour event, still looking pretty good.
I think they'll be just fine, yeah.
This is the first time we've seen a little bit of a shake-up, I guess, is why it's exciting.
No, yeah, and again, we did talk about it a little bit on the podcast, too, from whether or not we think tdM would ultimately, make it to the grand finals again, to is that a bad thing if they're winning all these cycles? They've won the last 4 to the 5, but, well, we see here, it ain't going to be a 6, it ain't going to be a 5th one for them because they lose here in the losers bracket finals. And again, they finished third place overall, so.
Right.
Man.
I mean, I would like to make the point. I did say during the podcast, too, I don't think the other teams are actually that far behind.
True. Very true. We kind of see that. We saw that here this weekend, really, yesterday and today, by all means, especially with Complexity and Stay Green. So, well, Emperor, again, that is shaping us up to have I honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am. And, again, it's obviously as great as the Team Trademark Esports is. We were seeing them a lot in the grand final, so, they have their break now. They finished third here, very respectable, but we got Complexity versus Stay Green, and of course the big reason, as I'm sure a lot of people out there are excited for that, is it's the rematch of that winners bracket semifinals, where again, whether you want to call it the asterisk, I mean, sure, in the end, Complexity won it, and deservingly so, at least in my mind, but there is that fact that Chessie DC, there was a 30 minutes of pauses. In the end, they played at 5 versus 4. Right. Again, deserving of the win, but no doubt people are going to bring that up, and even more reason to want to watch this.
This is great for Complexity, too, because here's a chance where they get to make a statement.
Exactly.
They get to make a point with this game. In the end, this is clear as the dust for everybody. We couldn't have asked for, a better finals match in this cycle.
Yeah. That's very, very true, very true. So, yeah, Complexity, I'm sure they're very aware of that, too. And obviously, I highly think that they were watching themselves. They know that now they're going to be playing Stay Green. And, again, that will be a best-of-5 series. Complexity will be up 1-0, though. Again, deservingly so. They come from the winners bracket. That's how the format works. So, Stay Green will have the work cut out for them. But by all means, if any team can do it, it's definitely Stay Green can come back from 1-0 right off the bat and even win a series themselves. So, okay, well, it's right now, 2 o'clock Eastern here, so unfortunately, we do have about an hour and a half before the grand finals are set to start, so, again, this series may be finishing a little bit sooner than expected, but it happens. We are going to go ahead and turn the stream off for now, but we'll be back in about an hour and a half, a little bit less than that, actually. We'll definitely be coming back with the stream, and we will have those grand finals of Complexity taking on Stay Green. So, Emperor, any last words from you before we wrap up here?
No. If you want to follow me, you can find me at Twitch TV, Facebook, and Twitter at Domain of Pain. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to the finals match, man.
Oh, man, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. It sucks that we do have to wait, but we got to wait a little bit longer here. But, again, it's the exact times. We got 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. That is 21:30 Central European Time later today. Grand Finals, Cycle number 6, Diamond Division. We got Stay Green going to be taking on Complexity. Definitely tune in for that. Tell your friends. Tell everyone. It's going to be an awesome, awesome series. Until then, we'll see you.